I needed another surgery. They wanted to give me one in high school, but like when I was 15 or 16, but I said no. Why? Because I would have had to take a year or two off of wrestling. I've wrestled for almost 25 years now, and I'm still progressing. I'm still getting better. All my brothers, I'm one of 7 kids. I'm the middle of 7. 3 brothers, 3 sisters. Everyone is wrestling in my family. Um, a lot of them have cauliflower ear. You can tell it's by looking at them. They're a wrestler. My brothers have all been really successful. Preferably, our best quality is that we like doing difficult things. We like to overcome things. And, when I was born with something called Cruzon syndrome, and it's a facial anomaly or deformity. I underwent massive surgeries that were hours and hours and hours long. I have a scar from ear to ear, and it's, as you can imagine, I can go into detail, but it's a massive, massive surgery. I'm in the hospital for a while. I swell up extremely, and in wrestling, they bang on your head and stuff like that. So it just wasn't an option for me. Doctors at a young age told me that I would never do contact sports ever. And it was really difficult. Been a trial at times, which has been good though, because I could see life through a different pair of goggles than a lot of people can. I couldn't control how I was born. I could not control this one aspect. And wrestling allowed me to control something. Honestly, I think my parents played an incredible card in this when they laid down the opportunity for me to find success in something. I figured that wrestling was that thing that created success for me. In junior high, I never lost, ever. High school, my sophomore year, I never lost. Junior year, I started losing matches, but I started learning from those losses. In my junior and senior year, or later on in my junior and senior year, I started winning national championships. So when I graduated high school, I was a 5-time national champion. I got recruited by a lot of colleges. I ended up going to Oklahoma, OU, the Sooners, for a year, and then I got a surgery. I knew I was going to go on an LDS mission to serve and spread the gospel about Jesus Christ for 2 years. And I knew during those 2 years I could find healing, and by the time I got back, I could be able to compete and be okay. So when I came back, I didn't go back to Oklahoma because it didn't feel right. I prayed a lot about it, and it wasn't the place I was supposed to be. I ended up committing to Utah Valley. First of all, I went to Utah Valley because they were a brand new program. They'd never been able to go to Division I Nationals, and I sacrificed a couple of years of eligibility to be able to go to Nationals. So I couldn't do postseason wrestling. It's like working all day and not getting paid, right? And I did that for about 2 years. I tested myself, went to all the preseason tournaments, but never was able to go to Nationals. and really see how much I had progressed.
Some close stuff, you know.
Very close.
Because every move is
My senior year, I was able to go to nationals, and I was able to be the first ever All-American for Utah Valley in wrestling. First ever, so that was a huge blessing. I mean, nobody can ever take that away from you, you know. I took 4th in the Olympic trials, and I was able to go to London and be, you know, one of the alternates. So it was an incredible process. The sport of wrestling has been a vehicle for me to impact people in general. And I think that's the purpose of life. And I thought I was done wrestling, and I helped launch a training center in Woods Cross called Kingdom Training Center, where we build champions for life. When I grew up, I'll tell you, when I went to the gym, it was a place that wasn't peaceful. You know, not that the gyms I went to were great, but I went there to, you know, do that and get my butt kicked per se, and I would go home for peace and rest. Whereas Kingdom, people come there to obviously receive a workout, obviously receive some type of test, but it's a place where people let down their guard. People come in and they literally are able to see their lives change.
Tony Taffa knows about winning.
Nice, slam down hard.
The 230-pound freshman has 2 state champion titles under his belt.
Come on, slam down hard, there you go.
No doubt a big man on the wrestling mat.
Good, and then the next one.
But it wasn't too long ago this gentle giant couldn't have felt more small.
You don't understand why, as a mom, why people can't just be nice.
Tony Taffa has autism.
There's a lot of bad things happen to me.
It makes it tough for him to communicate, especially in social situations. And in the world of junior high school, where social interactions are everything, Tony felt like nothing.
I felt like I was so dumb. I didn't deserve to live or like even to exist.
Tony was a target.
They would make fun of me because I had to go to speech classes because I had a hard time talking sometimes.
A big kid who couldn't stick up for himself.
I would be at lunch sitting by myself. They would make fun of me because of that.
Name calling, cruel jokes. Tony suffered. He wasn't the only one.
Why do they feel like, because someone's different, why do they feel like they have to be mean to them?
When the cruelty reached its peak, Tony reached his breaking point. He took something sharp, cut open his arms, and wished his painful life would just go away.
You don't understand why it can't happen to you. Why can't, you know, and why does it have to happen to your kid? It's a whole different thing.
Tony found himself at the lowest point possible. He wasn't sure he'd ever find a way back out. Then he found wrestling.
It completely changed his life in every single way. And all of ours.
Tony was good at wrestling, really good.
I felt like good things are finally going to come to me in my life.
Throw it. Nice. Good job.
He started training with coach Ben Kjar. Kjar's an All-American wrestler who's on the path to the 2016 Olympics, a winner by anyone's standards.
Hey, Park, jump in with him.
But also someone who knows something about being different.
I was born with Cruzon syndrome. As the match goes on,
The syndrome affected the bones in Kjar's face and head.
doctors told my parents that I would have to have a lot of surgeries.
And that he'd never play sports. But Ben wasn't about to give up. And that's the same thing he's teaching Tony.
There's just that inner understanding of, hey, I got your back because I know you've been where I've been.
But it's where he's helped Tony go that's truly amazing. After only 1 year of wrestling, he's rising to the top.
Not just best in the neighborhood, not just the best around, he's one of the best in the state.
A kid who once thought his life offered no hope now hopes he might one day make it to the Olympics.
Maybe the 2016 Olympics alongside Ben.
Alongside the man who taught by example. Sometimes it's what makes you different that actually makes you special.
I hope he continues to tell his story, because the lives that will be impacted and affected for positive will be numberless. I think, through service you find real purpose. I think you really find that. Yeah, you find fulfillment, and the spirit and the soul feels enlightened and touched, and that's a real purpose. The more we live that type of life, the more we realize that that's what life is truly about.
This is the time right now. This is a place to get it out taken care of. Before you step on the mat, you know you're gonna win.